Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras.
I'm
And
Jeffrey.
welcome to our Youth Connect. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of internet interference happens all the time. No need to worry. It'll still be Youth Connect. Anyways, if you don't know what Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that was created during the pandemic for the community, by the community. Everyone here that is currently going to be part of your Youth Connect episode is going to have all abilities, and we want to become broadcasters. Some of us want to become music producers. Some want to be into the music business. Some want to be in the podcast business. But we really want to share our creative abilities with you. And I hope that you are going to love this show. And first off, the first thing that we always have to do is that we have to do myself and my gaming news. Okay, guys, so what do we do first for our video game news? Well, we have to do our Spotlight Game of the Week. What is Spotlight Game of the Week? Well, basically, it's a game that I want to shine the light on and really want to showcase to you guys today. And today's game has been something that I've been waiting for a really, really long time. And today's game of the week is Super Mario Strikers Battle League. Now, if you don't know Super Mario Strikers Battle League, it's a game like soccer, like sport, but guess what? There are no rules. It is a 5-on-5 soccer game. Get gritty, guys, and get in the mud to try to score the most goals by tackling enemies, using items, and pulling off some score-boosting hyper strikes. Super Mario series mainstays like Peach, Toad, and Yoshi will put their cleats on and to the pitch and will stop at nothing to score points to win. Customize your characters and with gear that can augment their stats and appearance, and take the carnage online or pass the ball to players locally. Just look out for that electric fence. This game is a mixture of a lot of stuff, guys. If you guys think of a usual FIFA game, yeah, there's pretty good FIFA 15 in those. But have you played a soccer game that includes fighting like a free-for-all battle minigame? Imagine Super Smash Bros. And FIFA 15 merged together to create Mario Super Strikers Battle League. This game is insane. There's so many weird things from turtle shells to superstars, and don't even mention the hyper strikes, guys. If you want to see Mario action, like literally, guys, for a game about soccer, they made it the most intense, high-action, blood-pumping game that will have your veins running with excitement. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. And guess what? It releases today. You can play it online or you can play it locally. And again, if you guys want to have a fun time, it's a great game for the family as well. It's not like usual FIFA, because FIFA usually has some rules. Mario, there are no rules. You can tackle people. You can use items to knock them out of balance. You can shoot a giant meteor down on the playing field, for goodness sake. This game has it all. I love these games. If you guys know, GameCube era had Mario Baseball, Mario Tennis, and even Mario Super Strikers. But I'm really glad that there was a Switch release that's something brand new to the table, adds brand new characters, brand new hyper strikes, and I really hope that you check it out. But anyways, next up is Kevin for some all-important news.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Youth Connect with me, Kevin Aruja. As always, I have news and some interesting fact. So now, let's go to the headlines. Ontario is lifting nearly all of its remaining mask mandates on Saturday. Toronto is reevaluating active TO road closures due to impact on traffic. Canada and California to appear on climate action and nature protection. And least but not least, Montreal Canadiens hires Mary-Philippe Poulin as player development consultant. Several Toronto hospitals will be keeping their mask policies despite the province's decision to lift its remaining mandates in public transit and many healthcare settings. University Health Network will continue to require everyone on its hospital to be masked, saying their decision to keep it is because it cares for immunocompromised patients. Dr. Kieran Moore, the Ontario Chief Medical Officer of Health, announced that he will not extend the remaining mask mandates in high risk places, with the exception of those in long term cares and retirement homes. The current directives on masking in hospitals and other healthcare settings will be revoked on Saturday and will be replaced with ministry guidance when masks should be worn. In shelters and group homes, masks will no longer be required but recommended. Most of the masking requirements in the province were lifting in March, with the exception of those in high risk settings. They were set to expire in April, but they were extended amid the sixth wave of the pandemic. Toronto's active TO program that closes roadways such as Lakeshore Boulevard on weekends is due for an overhaul given the impact it has on traffic that's largely back to normal after the COVID-19 pandemic. Tory said that there has received complaints about active TO, specifically the closure of Lakeshore Boulevard West and its impact on traffic during recent weekends. Toronto brought out street closure known as the Active TO program in 2020 to give people more space to get outside on roadways in a safe manner when COVID-19 was raging and many other activities were not allowed to operate. Tory said he wanted the program to continue after the pandemic because of its value getting people outdoors. Canada will work with California to address the climate change and safeguards the environment, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Governor Gavin Newsom announced this Thursday. The partnership on climate action and nature protection goes further than the 2019 agreement between the two jurisdictions on reducing vehicle emissions and will work on deliver clean air and water, good jobs, and healthy communities, said in a joint statement. The two leaders cite similarities in current policies, including efforts to ban harmful single-use plastic, commitment to clean electricity and oceans, and nature preservation plans. The deal will encourage sharing of information and past best practices as the world deals with a narrowing window to avoid the worst impacts of climate change. It also comes as gas prices hit records high and inflation and affordability poses key concerns on both sides of the border. And on the sports news, Canadian Olympian and hockey legend Marie-Philip Poulin is joining the Montreal Canadiens front office. The four-time Olympic medalist with Canada's national women's hockey team will go as a player's development consultant with the club. Geoff Molson, owner and CEO of the Habs organization, said it is a privilege to add Poland to the team ranks. Poland positions with the Canadiens is part-time, so she will be able to continue her own playing career at the same time. She will work her players on the ice and in video sessions to help develop both their individual and collective skills, according to the club. The 31-year-old forward of from Beauceville, Quebec, has won 50 medals in international competitions. This includes 3 gold medals in the Olympics, where she became first hockey player to score a goal in 4 straight finals. And on the weather news, today and the weather are mainly sunny, with chances of showers on Sunday. Temperatures are in the mid-20s, with Wednesday and Thursday being close to 29 degrees. Night temperature will range from 14 to 18 degrees. I'm still continuing with our Everything Canadian theme. For the interesting fact of the week, I'm going to speak about this one and only Canadian Moose. I don't know if you can see, but he looked like he's going to attack me while I'm at it. So let's get into the story. Moose are often cute and cuddly in cartoon and books, but in real life, you wouldn't want to mess with one. These animals are taller than your dad, and they weigh more than 1,300 pounds. That's a heavy as a car. Males have a huge antlers that can grow 6 feet across or more. You might not like cold weather, but Moose seems to prefer it. They usually live in areas with cold, snowy winters, including North America, Europe, and Asia. Moose are herbivores. During the summer, they eat tall grass and shrubs. Moose have a hard time bending all the way to the ground to eat shorter grasses. But in winter, they eat woody shrubs and pine cones. And here's some fun fact. Moose love to swim. They can swim many miles without stopping, and they can stay underwater for up to 30 seconds. In the spring, moose look for food in rivers and lakes. They nibble on the plants growing in the water. And most likely, moose can run up to 35 miles per hour, but you won't outrun a moose. So, with all the moose talk, we come to the end of my segment, and now over to Aiden's gaming news.
Kevin, the entire time you were talking, I was like, Kevin, there's a moose behind you. Get out of there. But you know what? Thank goodness I really looked closely, and you know what? Phew, it was only an image. I also like the facts about mooses. You know what? Mooses are very scary animals, guys. If you see it, don't try to fight it, because you know what? I think you'll be flung to space. Anyways, for our second gaming news, if you guys are avid video game fans, you know the man with the plan, the Among Us man, George Keighley, has kicked off this June's Summer Game Fest, a loud 2-hour showcase of all the new in video games over the next year or so. It was, to be honest, guys, quite a bit. But thankfully, I want to say that the main thing that I want to focus on here is just some main things. But the main one is the Day of the Devs. If you guys don't know what Day of the Devs is, it's a fantabulous celebration of indie games. Now in its 10th year, followed the corporate mandated excitement of Summer Game Fest by detailing a handful of more low-key projects currently in development. 1 minute, guys, Naughty Dog creative director Neil Druckmann was talking about a head-scratching remake that leaked hours ago. And the next, we're learning about Time Flies, an intriguing minimalistic game about trying to make the most out of an insect's short lifespan. I know how sad that sounds, guys, but you know what? It is really interesting for an indie game. Indie games always have that bit of a weird spin to them. But just for some information, guys, you should definitely watch it because it's 2 hours of content, and I don't have the time to talk about all 2 hours. But I will say this, here's some interesting facts. We had games like Street Fighter 6 that is coming out. So guys, Street Fighter 5 was released. We've been waiting for Street Fighter 6, and it's currently in development. We have more info, guys, and if you want to see, they released gameplay on the new Cuphead DLC, and terrifying new game called Choo Choo Charles, a horrific game about evil trains. You know, Thomas the Tank Engine? Imagine it has giant spider legs and it became a monstrosity. That's a scary game that's currently also in development. There was so much to go through. There was also Layers of Fears, not Layers of Fear, Layers of Fears, which is a brand new remake of the entirety of the Layers of Fear game series. There's so much to look at this year's Summer's Game Fest. And again, if you want more information on Summer's Game Fest, make sure to look it up on YouTube. They have a Twitter, they have a YouTube. So make sure to check it out, guys, because I definitely will vouch for it. And as a gamer myself, and to any gamers that are in the chat right now and is watching right now, make sure you check it out. But anyways, next up is Joshua, and Joshua has with us some good story news and, of course, your favorite animal news.
Good afternoon and welcome to You Connect Now for a good news story. After 2 decades of wandering and searching, a Utah man has reunited with his birth mom after she sent him a Facebook message. Benjamin Hollyberg knew from a young age that he had been adopted by his parents Angelina and Brian Hollyberg. He was curious about his biological mother, who was someone he knew only by her first name Holly. Meanwhile, Holly Shearer, the mother, has never forgotten about the baby she had placed for adoption on Thanksgiving Day 20 years ago. He was always on her mind, especially on holidays and his birthday. She had been a young teen at the time for 3 years, and the adoptive parents, Hollybergs, had sent letters and photos. After the updates stopped and their adoption agency closed in 2014, Shearer's curiosity grew. Shearer searched online and landed on Benjamin's social media page. He was 18 when I found him, and I was very hesitant. She recounted he had so much going on in his life. The last thing I wanted to do is to throw a wrench in his life, so I just watched from a distance. All of this was happening without the knowledge of Benjamin Hollyberg, who had talked about trying to find his biological mother who with his parents for years. Therefore, when Shearer sent him a Facebook page wishing him a happy birthday 6 months ago and actually explained who she was, Hollyberg's world was rocked upside down. After waiting for so long, wasted no time in asking Shearer to meet with him. I waited 20 years, and that was a long enough for me, he added. On November 21, 2021, Shearer and Hollyberg finally reunited with both of their families, a reunion that lasted more than 3 hours. He added, meeting my biological family was very healing for me. There was a little hole in me that I didn't know about finding them really filled that in. I feel very whole, I feel very complete. I feel like I'm finally ready to continue in my life. All the best to you, Benjamin, and to your reunited families. Now for another good news story. Ontario man wins Buffalo Marathon pushing sleeping 2-year-old son in stroller. An Ontario man crossed the finish line of the Buffalo Marathon in first place last weekend while pushing his sleeping 2-year-old son in a stroller. The 35-year-old Hamilton resident technically had an added obstacle compared to the other free-handed runners, but it didn't seem to slow him down. Lucas McAnee finished the race in 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 32 seconds, ranking him in first place. Throughout the race, the father and son duo chatted about the ambulances, police cars, and construction vehicles they were passing, just like they always do on any given day. McAnee said his son typically accompanies him on 90% of his runs. The pair was just 2 minutes short of breaking the Guinness World Record for the fastest marathon run with a stroller, which currently sits at 2 hours 31 minutes and 21 seconds, is held by another Canadian, Callum Niff. However, attempting to break that record was crucial. Without that goal, his son might not have been allowed to join his father. The only way to do a race with him was to get an exception to break a world record, McAnee explained. The fact that we crossed the finish the fact that we crossed the line first is something we are going to talk about for the rest of our lives, McAnee said. I've had a pretty fortunate running career, but this was the highlight of my running career, the one I'm most proud of for sure. Way to go, McAnee. Now turning to animal interest news. Rats are being trained to be sent into earthquake debris wearing tiny backpacks so rescue teams can talk to survivors. This innovative project is being worked on research scientist Dr. Donna Keane from Glasgow in Scotland. So far, 7 rats have been trained, taking only 2 weeks to get them up to speed. The plan is to create custom-made backpacks containing microphones and video gear, as well as location trackers to allow rescue teams to communicate with survivors during real earthquakes. Donna has been based in Morogoro, Tanzania for 1 year, working with a nonprofit organization, Apopo, for a project named Hero Rats. The rodents will get the chance to work in the field when they are sent to Turkey, which is prone to earthquakes, to work with a search and rescue team. She described them as sociable creatures and believes the work being done will save lives. When we get the new backpacks, we will be able to hear from where we are based and where the rat is inside the debris. We have the potential to speak to victims through the rat. Dogs have been used for similar purposes, but rats have an advantage due to their small size and flexibility. They can squeeze into really tight places. They are very trainable and so agile. Donna added they are perfect for search and rescue work. We hope it will save lives because the results are really promising. This is Joshua Show reporting for UConnect. That's it for me. Now send it back to you, Aiden.
Imagine tiny rats. Well, no, those actually were pretty big rats. But imagine rats with backpacks carrying stuff. How interesting is that? I gotta say, guys, you know what? If I see a rat during an earthquake, I'm gonna be glad because that was an adorable looking accessory, if I'm being honest. And you know what? I hope they come up with a rat backpack for kids. Just imagine carrying a rat backpack. Oh, no, I'm just messing with you. But it was interesting. Thank you so much, Joshua. Anyways, on to our final board game news. Did I say board game? That's right. We have to do our board game of the week. Similar to our video game of the week, but guess what? No electronics. We got to go back to the board game ages. And today's board game of the week is called War of the Ring, the board game. Guys, if you know Lord of the Rings, you're gonna love War of the Rings card game. It's inspired, guys, by obviously the best-selling and award-winning War of the Ring. But you know what, guys? This is an interesting mock-up of the movie. In War of the Ring, the card game, this is such a weird name. Up to 4 players compete in 4 teams. The Shadows against the Free Peoples. Each person has a specific and different card deck representing the strengths and weaknesses of the different factions involved in the war. The Free People desperately try to complete their quest to destroy the One Ring, while at the same time defending their homelands from the approaching hordes of Sauron and from his evil allies. And the Shadow People must strike quickly and decisively before the Ring Bearers can complete their quest or try to slowly corrupt Frodo, burdening him with wounds, toil, and the sorrow for the loss of his companions. This is a really dark game, guys. And if you've seen Lord of the Rings, it's a pretty dark show. I remember hearing something about a mother of dragons turning evil one time and a weird coffee cup that was left on set. There's a lot of stuff about Lord of the Rings. I hope there's a coffee cup on set card where if you leave it, then that means Frodo gets corrupted even more. I don't know. This game is purely based on Lord of the Rings. If you are a Lord of the Rings fan, make sure to check this game out because you know what, guys? Who doesn't like Lord of the Rings? A lot of people say that it's really good. And you know what? Eventually, I think I'm going to have to check out the series myself. But you know what? You know who's next? We got Nibras, and Nibras is with us some entertainment and podcast news.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight in our top story. Top story is about Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts film has found its director. Yes, as Deadline is reporting that Jake Shear has been tapped to direct the extremely top secret project, with Black Widow screenwriter Eric Pearson also attached to write the script. The film's plot is relatively unknown, but it will likely look to adapt the general story from the comics, which revolves around a group of supervillains who partake in missions for the government. Along with the plot, just what villains will make up the group is also being kept under wraps. Although Deadline did report that Marvel has already been in touch with certain individuals who have already been in the MCU projects to keep their schedule open. Potential villains that have already appeared in the past Marvel Cinematic Universe films or television series and have a history of being in the Thunderbolts include Baron Zemo and Taskmaster, both of whom have already appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe projects. Other villainous characters that could make an appearance include Yelena Belova, the Ghost, the Abomination, US Agent, and the Winter Soldier. As far as who may operate as the lead of the group, the fans have speculated that either Zemo or Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was introduced in the Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, would be the choices to operate as the head of the group. Shear's history as a director isn't extremely extensive, with the filmmaker having worked only on 2012's Robot and Frank, 2015's Paper Town, and 2021 filmed version of Chancey Rapid's magnificent Coloring World Tour. Prior to his work in Hollywood, Shear has directed a ton of music videos, working with the likes of Francis and the Lights, Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, and Kanye West. Only time will tell who exactly will star in the film adaptation of this comic. But in the meantime, there's plenty of Marvel goodness coming up. Thor Love and Thunder releases early next month. Then, just today, a release date was revealed for the upcoming Marvel's Midnight Suns game, which will feature Spider Man. Oh, this is so much, so good news. I'm so excited. And yeah, for the Thunderbolts, I'm so excited for that because villains, right? We never had that. All the villains at once, and how we'll see how they work together for the government. For the government, it's the plot. It's just amazing. I'm so excited for that, and I hope you're excited. So comment down below. Okay, so now my second story. So before I go to my second story, I'll let you guys a fact of the day, and today's fact of the day is, drum roll, please. So this drum roll was for Miss Benedict. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having fun. So the fact is that, did you guys know that there's a Harry Potter store in New York? This is fully dedicated to the whole Harry Potter franchise. Yes, that's true. The store features everything Harry Potter, from chocolate frogs, fizzing Whizbees, Bertie Bott's every flavored beans, the wand section that has every character's wand and many other wands, keychains, the ministry phone booth, clothing such as house shirts, house gowns, socks, or whatever the clothing sections. It's just amazing. The dark art section where has a lot of souvenirs. There's toys and games. The entire entrance of the shop, there has a huge phoenix hovering on top, and much more. So I'm just mind blown. It's just amazing. Harry Potter has its own store, and it's a really big store. It's not a small store of what you think. It's a more than it's a supermarket. It's so big. It has everything, decorations, keychains, a lot of stuff. You can even buy a lot of stuff there. It is a little pricey, of course. It's a store, but it's just amazing. For the memories, it's worth it. So if you wanna tour the place, what you can do is just go to YouTube, just write Harry Potter Store New York, click one of the videos, and a lot of YouTubers have made a free virtual tour, so you can see, like I did. I saw the whole shop of the tour on YouTube. You can go do that. So again, go to YouTube and type Harry Potter New York Store, and then go watch the video. I'm telling you, have to watch the video. It's necessary. It's just my mind was blown when I saw the first video. It's just amazing. If you're a Harry Potter fan, go watch the video. I hope you like this fact. Comment down below. Now to my second story. So my second story is about a podcast. So the podcast name is 99% Invisible. 99% Invisible. In what originally began as a podcast about architecture, 99% Invisible is really about design. And design is everywhere. Design is responsible for your street, your house, or your apartment. How you dress. It's responsible for how the website is made. With that in mind, 99% Invisible takes a closer look at all the aspects of design that we fail to notice. So honestly, I love this podcast. I listen to it almost every day. It's just all about design, how design of a product is made. Everything. And also in one episode, what the person did, he talked about signs, right? And especially washroom signs, right? When you go to a mall, if you want to go to the washroom, you see the signs, right? Male or the toilet signs. Imagine if they were not there. Imagine if it was just a board and there was no signs. Imagine what would happen. Can you believe that? It's just he discovered a lot of stuff about design, how this is made, how this can be better. Everything is about design. And I hope you like this And I really recommend you guys listening to this podcast. I'll tell it again. The podcast name is 99% Invisible. And that's all from me. As always, this is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Take care. Back to it. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nebraska. You know what? I gotta say that the Harry Potter store in New York that you were talking about, I really want to see what that is. You know what? That sounds incredible. I really want to see these chocolate frogs. Are they actually frogs covered in chocolate, or are they just like a play on words kind of frog chocolate? You never know. But you know what? I definitely gonna have to check it out. And again, I'm just gonna vouch for Nebraska here. Guys, make sure to check out this place. This place sounds awesome. Anyways, though, we gotta move on, in my honest opinion. The cherry on top of our Youth Connect, we always have to do our live musician, Jeffrey, with his live music.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're ready to have a good time here with me, Jeffrey, your live musician. As I'm here playing "Come Together" by the Beatles. Here come all flat up, he come grooving slowly, he got choo-choo eyeball, he run holy roller, he got hair down to his knee. Got to be good joker, he just do what it please. He wore no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got wonky finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he said, I know you know me. Got to be one thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He back protection, he got warm scumbo, he got on cyber, he won spinal cracker, he got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. Roller coaster, he got early warning, he got bloody finger, he won launcher filter, he said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, he cause it's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Shoot. Come together, yeah. together. Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. See you all next week. It's back to you, Aiden.
I absolutely love that song, Jeffrey. That was awesome. You know what, guys? I gotta say, it's always my favorite part of Youth Connect because I get to dance while Jeffrey's singing his song. And you know what? I hope that you guys were dancing too. If you liked Youth Connect, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I hope that you have a great weekend, and I will see you and the team here next time. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Watching. Take care.
Bye.